Starting the stream with congestion. Way too much congestion in my voice. Not congestion, fucking words. I cannot English. No English for today. No English today. Swoop. Back to the game. Oh yeah, not much left to do with the game. Got Auto Gyro, got Lost City, got Bring Order to Chaos, got the Adventure Packs. Wait, I've already done all of Brock. I've already done all things with Callie with at least one Skylander. Hey, Tyler, what's up? Nothing. I got nothing right now other than the fact that I'm realizing I don't have much of the game left to play. Like, I have 7 chapters. Oh no, we're almost at, yeah. We have 7 chapters left. Because I've done almost everything else there is in the game, so this is all that's left. So, we're gonna go into Auto Gyro Adventure. Gotta go for the Deathless in this one, so I gotta play careful. Right? Just Deathless? Deathless in time. Okay. Well, less than 15 minutes to do all this in. Damn.
All right, Cap.
Well, let me see here. This lever looks important. Alright, so this baby's got a hover mode and a jet mode. How about I switch to jet mode?
So,
Okay,
how's your day? How's your day? Well, I'm just gonna ask that. Because right now this is kind of the effectively autopilot part, and I keep seeing a fly, and I keep thinking it's something else, but it's not.
Whoa, we better pull this thing into hover mode here. So this door, there we go. Now hit the other whatchamajigger.
It's a door element.
All it took was a little shooting, and we are on our way again.
It's only a door of the door element.
Jet mode.
You're just playing COD World War II? That's cool.
Hit a few of them in a row, and it's Boom City. Catch my drift.
Oh. Hopefully at least you're having fun playing that.
But it doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take him out, and I will set her down.
This, oh yeah.
Now let's just set her down gently, and...
Now, I keep saying for like the past couple of streams that I'm gonna get my second camo. And I was going to today. And then I got called into work. Like, earlier than I was supposed to. Because one person called off and another person showed up 3 hours late.
Alrighty, here we go again.
But I was thinking for both just time saving, but also so that I wouldn't have to reset my Cinder, that I was just going to use a Skylander editor and a... Okay, I messed my side for doing that. And, like, the only reason I was going to use the Skylander editor is because everything I've done to, like, build up camo, I've already shown on stream. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't even that. Like, when I got there, at least, she was actually there, and then she left because she was on, like, scheduled to, like, 4 or something. Unless you're talking about, like, yesterday, then, like, yeah. No, actually, no, she was there yesterday. But, yeah, like, today at work, it was, completely other people. That's right, Archaeans are under the robotic class, which means they take like 15 extra damage. Oh god. Oh, hello, Kit. the other day, not yesterday, yeah. Words are hard. But yeah. Would have had, like, second camo, like, at least mostly done with heroics, at least, today. But I had to get called in, early to work. So, that was fun. Hey, Grant, you're here. Awesome. Going through auto gyro, trying to go through this deathless. And there's not much of the game left to play. There's not much left.
Whatever you did.
Skip everything. Oh no, now we have to battle. Took enough damage to be full hit point.
I am now one of you. And by one of you, of course, I mean a much, much better version of you.
Speeding through this level, I know, is gonna suck.
I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It just came out that way. Switch into jet mode. Woohoo! All right, that is some fancy flying. Hey, who is that guy? More boost power.
What am I being hit by?
Oh, alright, it's another door we can shoot. Oh, I was hoping we'd run into one of these. What are these things?
So I'm now just realizing I carried over missiles. I don't think that's how that's supposed to happen.
Maybe we can steal rockets from those guys who keep popping up. Good work, that giant robot.
Your easily second favorite mission. I mean, from like a gameplay standpoint, yes, because you get to fly around in the Archean chopper and everything, and it's cool. But from like a speed perspective, like this level is kind of like hit or miss. Fly. Gotta keep that boost chain going.
That's another door we can't shoot, but at least there's not a giant robot in here. Maybe we can
So much damage I'm taking. I gotta take so much
Yeah,
damage.
without a shield, that crepe was toast, right?
And I'm sure it's no surprise that I just stuck another perfect landing.
Okay, you know the drill. Find a crazy key thingy, and then stick it in a weird panel. Thing.
Let's use the fact that you throw bombs to deal with this one guy easier. So low in health, so quick. Like, that's, First being the giant mech because Skylander's giant. Like, the two levels that are about you getting in a vehicle, basically, and piloting them are really cool levels, mind you. And then there are also some of the more jank ones to actually go through as fast as you can. And that's a reset. Gotta go through all of this deathless. Really. And it's with enemies that you don't get to interact with a whole lot, so I effectively have to learn I have to like get certain attack patterns down. But from all these resets, I'm also gonna get decently well at the flying section again, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun getting good at the flying.
Hover mode and a jet mode. How about I switch to jet mode? Okay, Hotshot, I think you're up for handling the steering here. Whoa, those look like trouble.
You say your favorite is the Ghost Pirate ship? I have to completely disagree. Just like completely. I don't like the Ghost Pirate ship level. Like,
Whoa, you better pull this thing into hover
the
mode
Dreadnought
here.
is just not fun for me, at least.
There we go.
Like, you can enjoy it as much as you want. I think it's the worst level in Giants.
All it took was a little shooting, and we are on our way again.
But I'm no game reviewer, so I'm not gonna. I literally don't have the capabilities to like articulate
And a few of them in a row,
like my
and it's
reasoning on why I think it's the worst.
Catch my drift. I'd land this sucker,
I just-
but it doesn't look like this guy
I
wants
just
to
don't think
let
it's
us
good.
take him out, and I will set her down. Now let's just set her down gently, and...
That is one smooth landing. Okay.
Alrighty, here we go again.
Jet mode. Back in the fleet.
Loose chain. Oh, nuts. It's another one of those non-shooty doors. Grab those right. Now, let's aim and press the secondary attack button.
Like,
Fine clearing out of creeps, I must say.
And another smooth landing, I must also
OBS is giving me, it
I'll bet
was
we
for a
need
second
another
giving me
one of
some
those
really
wacky
mixed
arcade
signals saying that
things, but I don't see one on the platform.
10,000
You'll have to look
kilobits
around.
was like horrible connection. Gotta let them dodge. Their windup is absolutely massive. I thought he was gonna do the inhale. Okay. I'm just not reading those guys correctly. That's 100% my fault. I'm just... Because they have their two attacks, they have their wide swing, and then they have their joust. I just gotta read their attacks better. And take a sip of my drink because I'm thirsty.
Well, let me see here.
Ugh.
This lever looks important. Alright, so this baby's got a hover mode and a jet mode. How about I
Yeah.
switch to jet mode?
This is probably going to be a
Gotcha. I
lot
think
like
you're up for handling
Mulligan
the
Mountain.
steering here.
Or, yeah, Mulligan Mountain. Where it's just going to be a lot of, I make one very repeatable mistake, and it's just going to be about getting around that singular mistake, and that's how I'm going to win. Just finding a way around my one mistake. My mistake for this is probably just going to be misreading enemies.
So this doors. There we go. Now hit the other whatchamajig. See? All it took was a little shooting, and we are on our way again. Shifting back into jet mode. Those things will make the copter fly even faster.
Speed is
Hit a
key.
few of them in a row, and it's Boom City. Catch me.
I keep taking useless
I'd
damage.
land this sucker, but it doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take him out, and I will set her down.
There we go.
Now let's just set her down gently, and...
That is one smooth landing. Okay.
Boom. Back on.
Alrighty, here we go again. It's another one of those non-shooty doors. Well, looks like we're... grab those rockets. Now, let's aim and press the secondary attack button.
There we go.
Fine clearing out of creeps, I must say.
And another smooth landing.
Now-
I must also
Now,
say,
the next level,
I'll bet we
the
need another
actual,
one of
like,
those wacky
entrance to
arcade
Arcus itself.
but I don't see one on the platform. You'll have to look around.
Yeah, you can kill him before the animation happens. That's funny. There we go. Wait, this laser's actively. Oh my god, that laser's right there. That's funny. I've played this game so many times, I never knew that laser could actually hit them.
Very good.
Yeah, I know the next level is going to be very difficult. And it's all going to be about that last area. Like, the last stitched fight is going to be the hardest part. Because it's a bunch of giant enemies and, like, a bunch of Archaeans with shields. It's just, and going through that fast is also going to be very annoying. Because going through that chapter fast, the reason that's going to be so
Whatever you
annoying
did in there worked.
is, one, there's like multiple bomb sections, and this.
Yes, my beautiful Archean war machines. I am now one of you. And by one of you, of course, I mean a much, much better version of you.
The Chaos Intercom will not become annoying upon forcing myself to replay this level multiple times.
Switch into jet mode. Woohoo! All right, that is some fancy flying. Hey, who is that guy?
God, the water can damage you. That's absurd.
All right, it's another door we can shoot. Oh, I was hoping we'd run into one of these.
But I do think the Chaos boss fight will,
Right for us.
at worst, be the longest to do.
Maybe we can steal rockets from those guys who keep
Because
popping up.
Giants, to my knowledge,
Good work,
is the only one that doesn't have the actual boss fight with Chaos himself be a different chapter. Which
Loose chain.
is weird to say out loud, but when you think about, like, when you go back and play any other Skylander game, Superchargers is like the only one where Chaos himself is not like its own separate, like, load, but that's because he's not the final boss. For Spyro's Adventure, Swap Force, Giants, and Imaginators, the games where Chaos is the final boss.
That's another door we can't shoot, but at least there's
Alright,
not a giant
and that
robot
one,
in here.
you run into the problem
Steal
of
rockets from those guys who keep
the
popping
level
up.
2 Chaos is one thing,
Without a shield,
and then Chaos himself is its own level. And only Imaginators allows you to go directly to Chaos, which is weird.
Another perfect landing.
With Giants,
You know the drill.
the boss fight with Chaos, it's all one thing. It's all one thing. Okay, like right here. Run. Run. Shit. Shit. Run. Damage. Blood. Bombs. Somebody. No! Ah! No, Trap Team has a separate loading zone for Trap Team does separate loading for the Chaos boss fight. Yeah. So, Giants and Superchargers are the only two where Chaos is not his own, like, loaded zone. If that makes any sense. But with Superchargers, its excuse is that Chaos is not the final fight. Chaos is not the final boss in Superchargers, so he gets that excuse.
Let me see here. This lever looks important.
The excuse here,
Alright, so this baby's got a
there is
hover
none.
mode and a jet mode. How about I switch to jet mode?
So you have to go through the entirety of Chaos's lair, either not losing a Skylander or like good enough time, so that when you get to the Chaos boss fight, you have enough time and hopefully don't lose.
Whoa, we better pull this thing into hover mode here.
So
This door.
that will unironically take multiple streams. I would not be surprised if it takes me like
See? All it took
like
was a little
3 or
shooting,
4
and we
streams
are on our way.
just to get
Shift back into jet mode.
just to
Those
get
things will
like
make the copter fly even
one
faster.
or like 2 of them just for the I can't words.
Boom City.
Like 1 to 2 just for Deathless, and then another 1 to 2.
Land this sucker, but it doesn't look like this guy
Chaos.
wants to let us. Take him out, and I will set her down.
Another thing would be
Now let's just
doing
set her down
the
gently.
landing sections fast, because it'd be such wasted
That
time
is one smooth
to do
landing.
those parts
Okay.
incorrectly. This chapter's long. There's the parts I can at least cheese a little bit with Bouncer later on. Speedrun mapping some of these is gonna be annoying.
Boost chain. Oh, nuts. It's another one of those non-shooty doors. Grab those rockets, Chief.
Rockets, right?
Well, let's aim and press the secondary attack button. Fine clearing out of creeps, I must
There we go.
say.
Now we can land.
In another smooth landing, I must also say, I'll bet we need another one of those wacky Archean.
I don't even get that far
I
into
don't
the
see one
chapter
on the
either
platform.
without losing.
You'll have to look around.
Yeah. Flynn always be taking the credit, but I mean that's like kind of that's part of the charm. That's part of why you like him so much. It's gonna be so many resets of just this one area. And my eczema is acting up because my hand is so fucking itchy. Like I keep just
Since
wanting to
fulfilling my
scratch it.
destiny as your unequaled ruler, I have already received a richly deserved robotic upgrade. Ooh, shiny.
There we go.
Whatever.
Just negates damage, and that's so bullshit. All because of one stupid little glitch in this
Yes,
game.
my beautiful Archean war machines. I am now one of you. And by one of you, of course, I mean a much, much better version of you.
God, it's gonna get so annoying. So quick of just chaos saying that.
Woohoo! All right, that is some fancy flying. Hey, who is that guy?
Keep hitting the water. Yeah, the most uniquely difficult thing about this chapter in particular is the flying section. For when for the time.
And I'm sure it's no surprise that I just stuck another perfect landing. Okay, you know the drill.
But it's also just an
Find a
Arcus
crazy
level.
key thingy, and then
Like the
stick
3
it into
Arcus
your
levels,
thing.
like they have a weird, like, it's not a weird spike in difficulty, it's a very reasonable spike in difficulty. There's a spike in the first place.
I've got the way
Ow.
of throwing on you.
Finally, maybe I can actually get past this section and do some more unique flying for once. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. I will. He's invincible. He's not. Oh, 12 health. Yeah, just get good. That's all that's all you can do. Just get good. I mean, realistically, that comes with playing any game on the hardest difficulty. Is just get good. I got a shield on such low health. Potion, yeah, but nope. Yep, that was my mistake. All my mistakes. Ugh. Ay. Okay. Alright. All my mistakes are coming back. All my lack of skill.
Well, let me see here. This lever looks important.
Skill issue, the video game.
Alright, so this baby's got a hover mode and a jet mode. How about I switch to jet mode? Okay, Hotshot, I think you're up for handling the steering here. Whoa, those look like trouble.
Yeah. Like the I can't remember what the arcanes are called, but basically like yeah, the shield laser dudes, like those ones are literally the problem.
Whoa, you better pull
Because
this thing
they
into
have
hover
a
mode.
ton of health.
So this door.
They have a ton of health. They're invincible from one side. The laser does a lot of damage, covers an absurd range,
We are on our way again. Shifting back
and then they're always like the Archean. They are single-handedly what makes the Archean level so hard, is because they are basically some of the only big enemies you get. That and the
I'd
flamethrowers.
land this sucker, but it doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take him out, and I will set her down.
And then Camo does the most damage with his watermelons.
Set her down gently.
Yeah, they do attack really fast.
That is
But
one
like Camo with his
smooth
watermelons, like
landing.
he does
Okay,
the
see if you can
most
open the big gate.
when close up,
And,
because you can hit
help.
2, 3, maybe
All right,
4
let's fly.
watermelons all at once. And that's just how you do as much damage as Camo. But the thing is that they just have such a responsive close range hit, and it's just like if I time that wrong or like try to go in for the finish, like I get punished, and it usually ends the run. So
Double boom. Oh, nuts. It's another one of those non-shooty doors.
they have an unnatural amount of health. Well, to be fair, they are robots.
Press the secondary attack button. Fine clearing out of
So,
creeps, I must say.
yeah. But I'm pretty sure they're like one of the highest health
I
enemies in the
must
game,
also say, I'll bet we need
which
another
just
one
makes
of those
them
wacky
even
Archean
more
keys.
absurd.
But I don't see one on the platform. You'll have to look around.
So funny you can be open before that guy even spawns. hits me with the joust. Cinder finally gets her break. Yeah, especially since I'm about to throw my gamepad, I'm going to crash out. It's all my fault, too. Oy, oy. They have a lot of health. They hit really hard. They hit really fast. Welcome to the Arcus levels. Now, I'm gonna say this. When I do eventually get to playing Trap Team on Nightmare Mode, that is probably going to be the hardest Skylanders game on Nightmare Mode. Purely for the fact that all except one level of the game has a required boss fight. So that's going to be absurd. This only gets harder because the robots are just pushing. Yeah, when it comes to speedrunning her, oh my god. I'm gonna use it like, okay, here's the thing. My second camo is still not ready because I got busy, alright? Call-offs at work and people being late, I had to be called in. I was gonna work on camo today. But then I realized I can't max out the heroics on my Cinder because for Ghost. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use the Skylander editor. Now, some people might think, you know, that's cheating because you're using a third-party software just to max out a Skylander, but it's just like, it's more of a time saver. Like, I'm not doing something to the Skylanders that is objectively impossible. Like, if I really, like, wanted to, I could fully reset my Cinder so then she wouldn't have her soul gem and go and do all the heroics with her and such. Get her back up to level 15 and hit stuff all the time. Max out her heroics, get her back to level 15, then buy all her upgrades. But instead of doing that and resetting a save for a Skylander I've had since I've started playing, I could just use a quick editor.
And another smooth landing, I must also say.
Yeah.
I'll bet we need another one of those wacky Archean key things, but I don't see one on the platform.
Yeah.
You'll have to look around.
Yeah, who cares? Like when it comes down to it, it's just like, for me at least, it's not like I'm giving myself an unfair advantage. It's not like I can just cheat in and give her like a bajillion of every stat. Like I can't do that. That would make this like extremely easy if I could, but I can't. And hit me. Why did my melon break? Yeah, stuff like that's for the people that don't have the time, and I need to lock the fuck in. I really do. I need to lock in. This is terrible. This is genuinely just bad.
Let me see here. This lever looks important.
Yeah. And then obviously use an editor on the second camo, because if I would have done all the heroics, and that's the only hard thing when it comes to a Skylander in this game is the heroics. Like when it comes down to like the actual like levels and upgrades, like that's easy. That's like really easy. Put a little time into them, but the heroics are the only thing I'm gonna bother with.
Whoa, we better pull this thing into hover mode here. So this door. There we go. Now hit the other whatchamajig. We'll see. All it took was a little shooting, and we are on our way.
Because I need a second camo, and my Cinder needs to be top notch for the speed of it. But just for the sake of this, this is basically just gonna be, or most likely, just a camo only stream.
It doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take him out, and I will set her down. Let's just set her down gently and...
Yep.
That is one
Discussion.
smooth landing.
Quick discussion, or
Okay.
potentially a long stream-like discussion.
All right, let's fly.
If Activision were to like do a re-release,
Alrighty, here we go
each trigger
again.
for each character talking. God, I'm gonna hate that. Knowing when each character talks. All right. Quick discussion. So, if Activision were to like create a re-release, not like a remaster, just a re-release of all the Skylander games, but on PC as well as like modern consoles,
Oh, nuts, it's another one of those non-shooty doors.
would you want to play a modded version of Skylanders? Like, if this ever had a proper PC release,
Clearing out of creeps,
would
I must
playing
say.
the Skylander games with mods be something that you would try?
Another smooth landing.
I know it's something
must
I would
also
definitely do,
say.
especially just like
I'll
for some
bet we need
quality of
another
life
one of
stuff.
those wacky Archean key things.
Because there's
But I
a
don't see one on the
lot of
platform.
quality of life stuff
You'll
I
have
would
to
like
look
to
around.
add. 100% with mods, yeah. And I think what people can what people can do with mods, I think will always be how you keep a fandom alive. That's how you just keep a game going, is with mods. And what I think would be most fascinating would be to see what people could do with each game. Because Spyro's Adventure and Giants are the only two that, like, Giants is built off of Spyro's Adventure's spine, but is built better. So, like, each game effectively has its own variation of the same physics engine. So, seeing how how a person would mod each game would be honestly really interesting to see. I would like to see that. And I know there would be that one person who would be crazy enough
Whatever you did it.
to like make a whole new game on top of one of the Skylander games engines. Like, you know, there'd just be that one person who would just be insane enough to do it.
Crunches victory.
That, or an absolute crazy idea, stitch all 6 games together, allowing you to use Skylanders from, like, Imaginators or Trap Team in Spyro's Adventure. I think that would be
I didn't mean for that
pure
to shake up
chaos.
that way. Switch
To be
into
like,
jet
you're
mode.
playing Spyro's Adventure and be like, let me swap to a Dark Skylander, and it's just like, what? That didn't exist until Trap Team. And then you just swap to, like, Nightmare or something like that. And it's in Spyro's Adventure. Modding can go great
Alright, that is
places.
some fancy flying.
It just needs a PC port. Actually, no, wait, no. That's right. Someone made a decompiler for 360 games.
Oh, I was hoping
And
we'd
all
run
6
into one.
Skylander games are on the Xbox 360. Meaning, all we would have to do is get one person to get a copy of the decompiler.
Maybe we can still
They would just have to get a copy of the decompiler, and with that copy, take all 6 games, put it on PC, decompile it obviously, and then with that in mind, you'd be able to have effectively a PC version of all 6 games, and then with a PC version of all 6 games, it truly could be moddable. The technology's there. Just gotta figure out how to do it. And hope that that Sonic fan made that decompiler more public. Kind of suck if they kept it to themselves.
That's another door we can't shoot, but at least there's not a giant robot in here. Maybe we can steal rockets from those guys. Without a shield, that creep was toast, right?
And I'm sure it's no surprise that I just stuck another perfect landing. Okay, you know the drill. find a crazy key
All
thingy,
of silence.
and then stick it in a weird panel thing.
That's not where I wanted that to go. You dumbass.
No.
My IQ is dropping because I'm realizing how stupid I truly am.
Alright, so this baby's got a hover mode and a jet mode. How about I switch to jet mode? Okay, Hotshot, I think you're up for handling the steering here. Whoa, those look like trouble. What? They move too? Not fair!
I've been doing this for 43 minutes. And I have yet to get to the 4th jet.
Whoa, we better pull this thing into hover mode here. So this door. There we go. Now hit the other whatchamajig.
I have yet to
All
hit.
it took was a little shooting, and we are on
I have
our
yet
way.
to do the 4th jet section.
Then back into jet mode.
That is
Those things will
how
make the copter fly even
how
faster.
bad this is going.
Hit a few of them in a row, and it's Boom City. Catch my drift. I'd land this sucker, but it doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take
Shipping
him out, and
Skylanders.
I
Oh,
will
people are already shipping Skylanders. People are already doing that. It would just be a lot easier to make, you know, anything shipping related, but like shipping's already a thing. And I don't understand, like, and I don't understand why people don't like shipping in Skylanders. Especially when,
That
like,
is
between
one
characters there's already
smooth
some,
landing.
like, level of tension.
Okay.
Alright, like, obviously there's the pretty blatant ones of either Flynn X Callie or Flynn X Tessa. And just like, those ones are very, very simple, since those are like, out of all the characters that Flynn interacts with, those are the 2 women that he like has any like care for. And they're also some of the only characters that I actually like in some capacity like him back. I know, but there isn't enough. There needs, yeah, there definitely needs to be like more shipping.
Now, let's aim and press
But-
the secondary attack button.
I'm trying to think. There's. I'm not sure if Skylanders does it, but I know in like the other Spyro games, it's supposed to be like Spyro and Cinder are an
I'll
item.
bet we need another one of those wacky
But I'm
arcade-
not 100% sure
don't see it on the
about
platform.
in
You'll have to look around.
Skylanders if they're an item or not. I like to think that they are, but... Yo. There we go. Only on Pinterest, nothing on Reddit. I've seen some. I've seen some shipping on Reddit. I've seen it. It's there. It's just buried under all the crap memes because the Skylander fandom is slowly gonna get Arkhamed, where where even the mods realize that nothing new will ever happen to the franchise, and so they just kind of let everybody run rampant because, like, what's the point? That's funny to say out loud. Get Arkhamed. Fandom dies. Get
Your
Arkhamed.
unequaled ruler, I have already received a richly deserved robotic upgrade. Ooh,
Shiny. Alright, with the voice lines.
Whatever.
Stand roughly right here. Jumps. There we go. It's kind of getting disappointing that I'm already starting to memorize where some enemies spawn,
I am now one of you.
just so I can drop
One
on
of
them.
you, of course, I mean a much, much better version of you.
It probably doesn't help that I'm also, like, really tired. Really tired, and all I had for dinner was a singular Hot Pocket.
Who is that guy? Alright, it's another door we can shoot.
More
Oh, I was
reboots.
hoping we'd run into one of
Gotta
these.
get all of the
What are
reboots.
these things?
All the reboots.
They're headed right for us. Shoot them too. Maybe we can steal rockets from those guys who keep popping up.
Reboots.
Good work, and giant robot.
Drink coffee or Monster. See, okay, so, thing about me is that I am neurodivergent.
Loose chain.
Alright, mostly autism with a little bit of ADHD. And so, caffeine, makes me tired. Caffeine, to me, is a downer, not an upper. So, like, if anything, if I wanted to go to sleep better, I would drink a Monster, which is the most, like, backwards thing to, like, say out loud, but it's very true, for me at least. Like, drinking a Monster would actually
And I'm sure
make me
it's
go
no
to sleep
surprise that I
easier.
just stuck another perfect landing. Okay, you know the drill.
So,
crazy
yeah,
key thingy,
and, like,
and then stick it in a weird pan.
and, like, sleeping, like, out of everybody I know, I'm, like, one of the, like, I don't know how the hell people manage to, like, get anything done off of, like, 4 hours of sleep. Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, how are you functioning off of 4? How did that not hit literally anything? Alright, start on this side, start on this side, start on this side. No problem. I can't hit them from here, that'd be cool. Okay.
Very good.
Ugh. Alright, this is exactly where— oh my god, why are you already angry at me? What the hell? Why are you already aggroed? I'm scared. Why are you already aggroed? Just because my melons missed. Just because the bomb missed. What? Why is the bomb not hitting all of a sudden? Hits! Giants is starting to troll me. Giants is trolling me so bad. Giants is trolling me, and it's not even close.
Go green.
Giants is trolling me, and it's not even close. Ugh. Problem is, I have to get through this section without the shield. Because if I can't get through this area without the shield, then I won't have the shield for the later area. Oh my god, eat that. I got two-tapped. I got two-tapped. Ugh. Holy crap. my shield like that.
Let me see here. This lever looks important. Ah! Alright, so this baby's got a hover mode and a jet mode. How about I switch to jet mode? Okay, Hotshot, I think you're up for handling the steering here. Whoa, those look like trouble.
Something I need to remember, I have like one other Cinder. I should probably train her up as well. So that when I do the speedrun sections, I can then have 2 camos, 2 Cinders, and 2 Stealth Elves.
Now hit the other whatchamajig. We'll see.
Because I have far too much everything on hand.
Shifting back into jet mode. Those things will make the copter fly even faster. Did a few of them in a row and it's Boom City. Catch my drift. I'd land this sucker, but it doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take him out and I will set her down.
There we go.
Now let's just set her down gently and...
That is one smooth landing. Okay. See?
Alrighty, here we go again. Boom! Woohoo! Alright, that is some fancy flying. Oh, nuts, it's another one of those non-shooty doors.
Yep.
Now,
Why didn't heroic challenges ever make a comeback? Like,
fine, clear
now
it
that I
out.
think about it, like, they were a thing in Spyro's Adventure, and they were cool
another
because
smooth
for every
landing, I
Skylander you
must
had a
also
challenge
say,
that could increase
I'll bet
every
we
other
need another one
Skylander's
of those
stats if
wacky
you did them
Archean key things,
with every
but I don't see
Skylander.
one on the platform.
And then in Giants, they
You'll have to
continued
look
that
around.
and gave us more heroic challenges, and also took some out, weirdly enough. Come on, Melanie, get me through this all the time. Nope. Fucking A.
Stupid peppers! I won!
But I know, like the reason there's stuff in some stuff in Giants that never was brought up in Swap Force is because those two were developed at the same time. But even then, Swap Force had a gimmick built into it that if you had a Skylander with all 48 heroic challenge or like 48 heroic challenges done in Swap Force, they would have like a collective stat boosts amongst all of them, and that was cool.
Since fulfilling my destiny
But then
as your
in
unequal
Trap Team,
ruler,
Superchargers,
I have
and
already
Imaginators,
received a richly
no heroic
deserved
challenges. Now,
reward
I kind of understand with
for each
Imaginators. They focused
foolish ass.
way too hard on the gimmick for Imaginators.
Whatever you did in there.
Like, Imaginators put so much effort into their gimmick, it kind of sacrificed quality everywhere else in the game.
Very good. Yes, my beautiful Archean
I'm-
war machines. I am now one of you.
God, I'm
and
getting
by
tired.
one of you, of course, I mean a much, much better version of you.
Yeah, like Trap Team. Like, words. I've already lost my train of thought. I'm like, what?
More boost power.
Okay, with Trap Team, at least, it wasn't like, they built the gimmick better into the story. With Imaginators, like, it kind of felt like it was just kind of there. With like, oh, it's so cool that you can collect all these pieces to make a bunch of Imaginators. Like, there was just Imaginite chests in just the most random of spots for, like, no reason. And, like, Sensei battle gongs that made no sense. Like, why are these here? Like, what? Alright. Trap team. They had the tower defense thing. Tower defense thing. If I remember correctly, that was like, that was a training thing in trap team. That unfortunately does not give you any heroics. It does not give you stat boosts. Unfortunately, I wish it did, but it doesn't. I'm like completely rambling. I'm like slowly losing myself. I'm tired, especially since I had to walk to work and back because my bike's in the shop, so I had to walk.
That's another door we
Everything
can't
hurts.
shoot, but at least there's not a giant robot in here. Maybe we can. Without a shield, that creep was toast, right?
Alright.
And I'm sure it's no surprise that I just
Giants,
stuck
they're Imaginators.
another
Each one
perfect
had their
line.
own gimmick.
Okay, you know the drill. Find a
My
crazy
opinion
key
for each
thingy,
gimmick is
and then
this.
stick it in a weird pan.
Giants had the most simplistic gimmick to execute, and they executed it well because there wasn't much to execute. Just make some Skylanders big and have big things. While Swap Force had a much more interesting gimmick that they actually was so complicated had to be toned down. So it is confirmed that Swap Force has the most complicated gimmick with the whole swapping between Skylanders, to a point that it actually used to be, the original was supposed to be like legs, torso, and head were all swappable, but that was just like too many pieces, too complicated. Trap Team, although is an absolute buggy mess, has, I think, arguably the best execution for the gimmick, because they make it meld into the story. Like, the plot itself is villains have escaped, there's these Traptanium crystal everywhere, use it to trap them, and when it came to like some secrets that are hidden between, like behind Traptanium, like it makes sense because like there's just shards of this stuff everywhere now. Okay, I'm gonna give this one more attempt, and then I'm gonna get off for the night because I am slowly going insane.
Let me see here. This lever looks important.
Like, this is starting to get, like,
Alright, so this
agonizing.
baby's got a hover mode and
But,
a jet mode. Now, when I switch to jet
Trap
mode,
Team, I think, has the best execution and arguably the most fun gimmick, because
look like trouble.
it's melded into the story really well. Like, it kind of revolves around, the plot kind of revolves around the gimmick, but in, like, a more natural way. Superchargers, I love that game. As much as I love that game, it does have the worst gimmick.
Now hit the other whatchamajig.
It does have the worst gimmick,
All it took was a
unfortunately.
little shooting.
I love Superchargers. I love what it did with taking older Skylanders and, like, reinventing them.
Those things will make the copter fly
It
even
does
faster.
have the worst gimmick.
Hit a few of them in a row and it's Boom City. Catch my drift. I'd land this
So,
sucker, but it doesn't look like this guy wants to let us. Take
and
him
then
out,
Imaginators
and I will
is,
serve
like, the
him.
most expansive on its gimmick, but it runs into the problem
Just
of
down gently.
they focus too much on the gimmick. Like, it's too
That is
cumbersome.
one smooth
Like, they
landing.
try to make it part of the plot,
Okay.
and then it's never really part of the plot, and then it takes up so much of the game's
All right,
mechanics
let's
that
fly.
the rest of the game actually kind of suffers. And it really sucks.
Alrighty, here
Like,
we go again.
cool. You could spend literal hours building the perfect Imaginator. You have 10 story chapters that aren't really even all that good, followed by, like, some small Sensei realms.
Fancy flying.
Like, Trap Team felt natural. Superchargers just wasn't, like, just made very well for its gimmick. Like, your entire gimmick is you drive vehicles around. You could have given us more options. The vehicles could have driven better, because they really don't drive all that well. Vehicle combat's kind of crap. I absolutely love superchargers. But, like, damn. It could have done better. I am playing terrible. I am so bad tonight. I'm failing the almighty melody. Ugh. God, you know, it's gonna be like Twisted Metal. Yeah, that would make sense. The vehicles, they weren't that great. Some of the vehicles were forced, like they could have made it so that every boss could have had where you could have just fought them as just the Skylander, and it would have been different on how you approach the fight. And then like each boss fight could have been like one half is you fight it as the Skylander, and then the other half is a vehicle. But then which vehicle it is different for every boss. So then, that way, it's not just, you know, land vehicle beat everybody, because why would everyone be able to be fought with a land vehicle? That doesn't really make sense. Your whole gimmick is vehicles.
Yes, my beautiful Archean war machines. I am now one of you.
Right.
And by one of you, of course, I
Like, when
mean
you go
much,
to
much better
the
version
fucking
of you.
Cloud People Kingdom, because I can't remember what it's called. Like, that should have been a boss fight in the air. That should have been a flying vehicle fight. That should not have been a land vehicle fight.
Hey, who is that guy?
And yeah, this is the last attempt. I'm getting tired. Crashing ship.
Alright, it's another door we can shoot. Oh, I was hoping we'd run into one of these. What are these things? They're headed right for us. Shoot them too. Maybe we can steal rockets from those guys who keep popping up. Good work, that giant robot.
Giant robot. Here's a hear me out. The Archean war machines. Oh yeah.
Loose chain.
They're just such a big. What am I saying?
Super chain.
I gotta go to fucking bed. I can't.
Archean copter. Double boom. That's another door we can't shoot, but at least there's not a giant robot in here. Maybe we can steal rockets from those guys who keep popping up.
Yay!
And with that shield,
Landing.
that creep was doused, right?
And I'm sure it's no surprise that I
Misclicked
just
ship.
stuck another
Money.
perfect landing.
Money from
Okay,
ship.
you know the drill. Find a
Ship
crazy
money.
key thingy, and then stick it in a weird panel thing.
For a second, the lighting made it look like his head was like dented inwards, and I thought that was funny.
Go green.
Did that dude just walk off the edge? Why was he able to do that? He just walks off the edge? Why? He had so much to live for. Oh no, there's more enemies? I don't feel like fighting them. I really don't. I want to see more of the chapter. I need to see more of this level.
Very good.
Perfect. I said I needed to collect the thing. I can't even think straight. Well, then again, being both bisexual and autistic, you could argue I never can think straight. That's what the hormones do to you. You can't think straight. Take the estrogen and then you can't think straight when you try to play a almost 13-year-old kid's game. To think in like what, like something in November, Skylander Giants will be 13 years old. Like, if Skylander Giants was a kid, it would later this year will be legally allowed to watch itself. Oh.
Will now put an end to your leaky conspiracy once and for all.
His AI is broken? I don't want to... I'm so confused.
Yes, tremble trees. Tremble like you've never
This game's
trembled
built
before.
off of the spine of Spyro's Adventure. I never said Spyro's Adventure's spine was ever good.
We gotta be getting close here. I mean,
Built
how
off
long
of
can these
Spyro's
tunnels
spine. I never said Spyro's spine was good. Shiny rock, yeah. Shiny rock looking ass.
be? Loose chain. Okay, another door.
Oh yeah, this door's giving us little robots. Give me bombs. Give me bombs or give me death. They decided to give me death. No bombs.
For crying out loud, get a rocket.
Shut up, Flynn. You get me a rocket.
Landing, think it'll be perfect?
If you said yes, you are correct, my friend. Boom!
Ian.
Go green.
I thought this part of the level was always cool. There's a gear that you have to turn off from spinning. And watch, now there's more enemies. Yoink. Alright, I can go back and it's gonna be a big guy. But it's not gonna be a
Some of
very
my
strong.
greatness must have rubbed off on you because you've done it again.
I think you can. I'm pretty sure that's what's been happening, but at the same time, it's just like, don't want to, you know, I don't have to fight you. We don't have to fight. I can just walk out of this area. We don't have to fight. That fight's not necessary. I can just walk. And that right there is why I really want to make a video about just, like, how many fights in Skylander games can you just straight up ignore? And how many obvious, like, you're just meant to fight this dude, can you just, like, walk away from?
That was close.
Flying fast while tired and not knowing the area very well. Oh, this is the long flight section, that's right, okay. Slow down? No, I wanna see more of the chapter before going to bed.
Switching to hover mode.
I will not slow down. I will slow up. Fear me and my ability to slow up. That's gonna... Yep, there we go. Jet mode immediately starts crashing it.
Got a boost? Let's use it. Boost chain.
I just need to get good. I'm tired. Can one get good if they are tired? Why can't this be repaired like in between uses? Because that was freaking awesome. The shields are non-existent? Okay. Hey, it's the last section!
This has to be the place. Now just work your magic with those keys, and maybe we can open the final gate.
Oh, you just know this is gonna go bad. Or will it? Oh! Oh, that was so clean. Oh, that was so fucking clean. Oh, I can actually relax a bit and do I can actually relax a bit and do this part. Puzzles and puzzles and puzzles and puzzles. Puzzles and puzzles. Puzzles and puzzles. Love me some puzzles. Give me some puzzles. Puzzles and puzzles. puzzles and puzzles. Sorry, that was a puzzle. If you use like Cinder or Sunburn, you can actually like get on top of these way before you should from the original ledge. I think this combat's required, but in theory this dude's easy. Just make him swing. Now he takes full damage. And he's down.
Jumping peppers, I won!
Great. Another doohickey?
Okay, here's the thing. Bouncer can cheese this in a really weird way. Prices. The cheese! Because it's all about elevation of use and it's also for some reason gets them to do melee stuff. And this one is cheese the exact same way. Wrong button. Laser. Ooh, that's like half my health, but this is some other section of the only thing I need to bounce before, so. Let's move here. You can hit the enemies right above me as well. There's nothing they can do. Swap back to camo. Camo can do this section a bit better.
Fruit punch!
2 cheese enemies for 2 cheesy pizzas. Whoop. I don't know, his vine sucks. Why is it if I walk away, it like unloads that barrier in particular?
Jumping peppers, I won!
Oh my god, wait, I just did all the combat sections. I I just did all the combat sections. Yes, I'm done. I definitely don't have the speed part of the challenge done, though. If I did, that would be cool. Highly doubt it. I didn't know you could fail that. I didn't know you could actually hit the door and fail. You can hit the door and fail. I did not know that was a thing. Alright, I want to know how far off was I? 21 minutes. Oh my god. Well, that's gonna be it for today. Finally got just the deathless of that. Almost an hour and a half just to do deathless. So now it's gonna have to be doing that fast enough. So that's gonna be it for today. Remember, I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, or at least I try my best to. Remember, I do this as a hobby, and things still happen in my life, so nothing is ever guaranteed with what I do. But that's gonna be it for all today, so until then, see you next time.